Hello, my dear friends. It is such a joy to be with you once again in this warm and loving little space. This is a place I've created just for sharing simple yet valuable knowledge to help us take care of our health in a gentle and proper way, especially once we've reached the age of 60 and beyond. Thank you for taking the time to stop by, because today's message may truly make you rethink the very vitamins you've been taking every single day. Have you ever asked yourself whether the vitamins you take each morning are really helping your body stay healthy, or if they might be silently damaging your liver, kidneys, and even your nervous system? Many of us still believe that regularly taking vitamins is always good, but according to an important statistic from the American College of Clinical Pharmacy, older adults who take the wrong kinds of vitamins may face up to a 40% higher risk of early death. This is not something to be afraid of, but it is something we need to understand clearly. In today's video, we will explore 3 types of vitamins that may seem harmless but can actually be very harmful as we age. And then we'll talk about 3 other vitamins that, if taken properly each day, can help you maintain your memory, strengthen your heart health, and stay sharp and steady through the years. Please stay with me until the end, because the 3rd recommended vitamin has been linked to a 36% lower risk of death from all causes, according to a major European study. Before we begin, I would love to know where you are watching from. Please let me know in the comments. But first, we need to talk about the dangerous ones. Let us start with a vitamin that may seem harmless at first glance, but for older adults, it can quietly cause serious harm over time. 1. Synthetic vitamin A retinol. You may have heard of vitamin A as a golden nutrient for the eyes, skin, and immune system. Many people, especially after the age of 60, continue the habit of taking vitamin A daily, believing it helps improve vision, prevent winter colds, and support healthy skin. But the truth is, as the body enters the aging phase, the way it processes vitamin A changes completely. And this change can turn what once seemed like a helpful vitamin into a silent toxin that builds up over time. Vitamin A exists in 2 main forms. One is beta-carotene, which is found in vegetables like carrots, pumpkins, and sweet potatoes. The body only converts it into vitamin A when needed. The other form is retinol, which is often found in supplement pills. What you need to know is that retinol is a fat-soluble form of vitamin A. This means it is not flushed out through the urine like water-soluble vitamins, but instead is stored in the liver and fatty tissues. When we are young, the liver functions efficiently and can manage any excess. But as we age, liver function declines and the elimination process slows down, leading to a gradual buildup of vitamin A with no obvious warning signs. You may not realize your body is overloaded with vitamin A. The early symptoms are often mild dry skin, lightheadedness, headaches, eye fatigue, or joint pain. These symptoms are easily mistaken as normal signs of aging and often go unnoticed. But if vitamin A continues to accumulate, the consequences can be much more serious. According to a 2022 study published in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition, older adults who consumed high doses of retinol had a 25% increased risk of heart rhythm disorders. This includes atrial fibrillation, which can lead to stroke if not detected and treated in time. Some studies also show that synthetic vitamin A may reduce the body's ability to absorb vitamin D and calcium, which can indirectly lead to weaker, more brittle bones. This is especially dangerous for the elderly because even a light fall can result in a hip fracture, and that could be the beginning of a long, difficult decline in health. What's even more concerning is that many people do not realize they are taking retinol in doses far above the safe limit. While the recommended daily intake of vitamin A for older adults is 700 micrograms for women and 900 micrograms for men, a typical multivitamin can contain up to 3,000 micrograms of retinol. If you also take liver supplements, eye health capsules, or collagen with added vitamin A, the risk of overdose becomes very real. So what is the safe approach? First, check the labels of the vitamins you are currently taking. If you see ingredients like retinol, retinol acetate, or retinol palmitate, consider stopping them. Instead, prioritize getting your vitamin A through a balanced diet. Orange-colored vegetables like carrots, pumpkins, and sweet potatoes, green vegetables like spinach and kale, and foods rich in healthy fats such as eggs, dairy, and animal liver all contain plenty of beta-carotene. This is a safer form because the body only converts it into vitamin A when truly needed. If your doctor has previously prescribed vitamin A supplements, ask them whether you still truly need them, in most cases. Simply adjusting your diet is enough to maintain adequate levels of vitamin A without the need for synthetic pills. This not only helps you avoid toxic buildup, but also eases the burden on your liver and digestive system, which naturally weaken as you age. Remember, in the journey of protecting your health in later years, what matters is not how much you take, but whether you are taking it correctly. Vitamin A is not an enemy, but if used the wrong way, it can become a silent threat. A small change in how you choose your food and supplements each day can make a big difference in the long run. You deserve to have a strong body, clear vision, and a life not overshadowed by dizziness or fatigue caused by vitamin toxicity. 2. Iron. Throughout life, iron has always been considered one of the most important micronutrients for our health. It helps produce red blood cells, carries oxygen to tissues, and supports the body in fighting fatigue and weakness, in youth or during menstruation in women. Iron deficiency is common, but once you reach the age of 60, the picture of iron needs changes completely, unfortunately. Many people continue to take iron supplements every day without thinking, believing it helps them feel stronger. In reality, when older adults take iron without medical guidance, they are putting their bodies at risk of iron overload, a dangerous silent condition that is often overlooked. Our bodies do not have an efficient way to eliminate excess iron. When we are young, extra iron is partly lost through the skin, nails, hair, and menstrual bleeding. But for middle-aged men and postmenopausal women, iron is no longer lost in the same way. If supplements continue to be taken, the iron gradually builds up in the liver, heart, and pancreas, causing tissue damage through oxidative stress, a destructive process that damages cells and leads to inflammation, fibrosis, and early aging in vital organs. You may feel tired, forgetful, have a fast heartbeat, or experience joint pain, and it is easy to assume these are just signs of aging, but in many cases, the real cause may be excess iron. According to the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, recent studies show that excess iron in the body can increase the production of free radicals, unstable molecules that harm DNA, trigger inflammation, and directly damage brain, liver, and heart cells. Another study also linked high iron levels with increased risk of Alzheimer's disease, type 2 diabetes, and certain types of cancer. The issue is that very few people actually need iron supplements after the age of 60 unless they are diagnosed with iron deficiency anemia through a blood test. If you do not have blood loss from ulcers, kidney disease, or major surgery, supplementing with iron is often unnecessary. And if you are still taking a daily multivitamin that contains iron, you may already be exceeding your body's needs without knowing it. So how can you tell if you have too much iron? The most accurate way is to ask your doctor for a serum ferritin test and transferrin saturation test. If these values are high, your body is storing excess iron. In that case, continuing to take iron supplements will only make things worse. You will need to stop all synthetic iron sources completely and adjust your diet by reducing iron-rich foods such as red meat, organ meats, and fortified cereals. You should also limit high doses of vitamin C, as it increases iron absorption. Instead, choose multivitamins that are clearly labeled as iron-free or specially designed for seniors. These products are formulated to match the nutritional needs and physical conditions of older adults, helping you stay healthy without risking an overload of micronutrients. Also remember that removing excess iron is not as easy as treating iron deficiency. While a lack of iron can be corrected quickly with supplements or an iron-rich diet, eliminating excess iron takes time. It may even require medical interventions such as regular blood donations or medications that help remove iron. Even worse, the damage caused by iron overload to the liver, brain, or heart is often long-lasting and sometimes irreversible. So if you are age 60 or older, do not be quick to assume that fatigue means you need more iron. Let your blood tests speak before making any decisions. When it comes to supplements, whether vitamins or minerals, more is not always better. The aging body is more sensitive than ever, and everything you put into it must be carefully considered. A daily vitamin pill may be the key to better health, but it could also be silently opening the door to much bigger problems. Be careful, understand your body's needs, and make choices that truly suit the stage of life you are in. 3. High-dose vitamin B6. If you have ever felt tingling in your hands or feet, lost your balance while walking, or sometimes experienced a burning sensation in the soles of your feet, you might have thought it was due to aging, joint degeneration, or even prediabetes. But there is another cause, often overlooked. That could be quietly damaging your nervous system day by day. That cause is high-dose vitamin B6. This vitamin is often seen as harmless because it is water-soluble and is commonly found in products that support memory, boost energy, reduce fatigue, or nourish the nervous system, and because it is so widespread. Older adults often take vitamin B6 without thinking, sometimes through multiple supplements at the same time. Normally, vitamin B6 plays an important role in protein metabolism, neurotransmitter production, and maintaining the central nervous system. However, what many people do not realize is that in high doses and with long-term use, vitamin B6 can cause neurotoxicity. Although it is a water-soluble vitamin, B6 is not like vitamin C. Its excess is not fully excreted by the kidneys but tends to accumulate in peripheral nerve tissues. Once it exceeds the safe threshold, it begins to directly damage the protective sheath around nerves, leading to impaired signal transmission in the nervous system. According to the Institute of Medicine in the United States, the recommended upper limit for vitamin B6 is 100 milligrams per day. But many energy supplements, brain boosters, and nerve tonics on the market today can contain 50 to 100 milligrams of vitamin B6 in just one dose. When multiple supplements are combined, along with B6 from fortified foods or multivitamins, the total daily intake can easily exceed safe limits without the user even realizing it. This is why many older adults experience clear neurological symptoms, but never suspect vitamin B6 as the cause. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Neurology showed that even at a dose of 50 milligrams per day, if taken for several months, older adults may still face a risk of peripheral nerve damage. Symptoms include numbness or tingling in the fingertips and toes, mild tremors, balance problems, muscle weakness, and a crawling sensation under the skin. Unfortunately, these symptoms are very similar to other common conditions in the elderly and are often overlooked or misdiagnosed as diabetic neuropathy or spinal degeneration. Once the nervous system is damaged, recovery becomes very difficult. In many cases, the damage is irreversible, leaving the person to live with those neurological symptoms for the rest of their life. Therefore, prevention is the most effective and necessary solution. So what is the safe approach? First, carefully read the labels on the supplements you are using. If the amount of vitamin B6 per dose exceeds 10 milligrams, especially if you are taking 2 or more products that contain B6, you should stop and consider switching to a formulation made specifically for seniors. You should also speak with your doctor and request a blood test to check your vitamin B6 levels if you suspect any neurological symptoms. When it comes to diet, you can actually get all the vitamin B6 you need from your daily meals. Good food sources of B6 include chickpeas, tuna, turkey, bananas, potatoes, and whole grains. With a balanced diet, you can easily reach the recommended daily intake of 1.5 milligrams for women and 1.7 milligrams for men without needing any pills at all. If you are using products labeled as memory vitamins, nerve support, or energy boosters, now is the time to be more cautious than ever. Many of these contain vitamin B6 in amounts 3 to 5 times higher than your body needs, without clear warnings on the label. When choosing supplements, prioritize those made specifically for older adults, with clearly stated appropriate doses and third-party certification when possible. The body after age 60 becomes very sensitive to nutritional imbalances. A vitamin that seems to support memory and nerve health can actually become the reason you fall, tremble, lose your balance, and live in constant, unexplained anxiety. You deserve to have a healthy nervous system, to move with confidence, and to feel safe with every step you take. Listen to your body, and never underestimate the impact of a tiny vitamin pill. This brings us to the end of the 3 dangerous vitamins that older adults should never take without medical supervision. Now, let us move on to the 3 essential vitamins that you should take daily after age 65. 1. Magnesium, the silent mineral that protects the heart and supports sleep. Have you ever experienced a sleepless night because of a leg cramp that jolted you awake with sharp pain in your calf? Or perhaps you felt your heart beating unusually fast, struggled with unexplained anxiety, or just had a general feeling of restlessness without knowing why. If so, your body may be trying to tell you something. It might be silently lacking magnesium. Not as well known as calcium or vitamin D, magnesium is a mineral that is often forgotten. Yet, it plays a vital role in more than 300 biochemical reactions in the body. It helps keep the heart's rhythm steady, regulates blood pressure, relaxes muscles, supports deep sleep, and reduces anxiety. Sadly, many people over the age of 60 are quietly deficient in magnesium without even realizing it. According to data from the Harvard School of Public Health, over 65% of older adults have magnesium levels lower than the minimum required to maintain heart and nervous system health. Magnesium deficiency does not always show clear symptoms. At first, you may just feel a bit tired, sleep poorly, or experience nighttime leg cramps. Over time, these symptoms can progress to high blood pressure, irregular heartbeat, elevated blood sugar, prolonged anxiety, or even an increased risk of stroke and type 2 diabetes. What is worrying is that many of these signs are often mistaken as normal parts of aging, when the real cause may simply be a lack of this often overlooked mineral. One reason magnesium becomes so essential for older adults is that the body's ability to absorb magnesium from the digestive system decreases significantly with age. On top of that, the use of common medications such as diuretics, acid reflux drugs, or blood pressure pills can increase the loss of magnesium through urine. As a result, even with a seemingly healthy diet, your body may still fall into chronic deficiency if magnesium is not supplemented properly. Fortunately, replenishing magnesium is one of the simplest ways to enhance quality of life in later years. Once magnesium levels are brought back into balance, many older adults report noticeable improvements: better sleep, fewer muscle cramps, a more stable mood, reduced anxiety, and even improved memory and alertness during the day. So, how should you supplement magnesium safely? Experts at Tufts University recommend that older adults take between 250 and 400 milligrams of magnesium per day, depending on their diet and current health. However, not all forms of magnesium are absorbed equally by the body. Many products on the market use magnesium oxide, a cheap form that is poorly absorbed and can easily cause digestive upset. Instead, look for forms that are more easily absorbed and gentle on the stomach, such as magnesium glycinate, citrate, or malate. These types are not only effective but also better tolerated, especially by the sensitive digestive systems of older individuals. You can also boost your magnesium intake through magnesium-rich foods such as dark leafy greens like spinach and kale, avocados, pumpkin seeds, almonds, black beans, and whole grains. However, because modern farming soil contains significantly less magnesium than before, food sources may not always be enough to meet your body's needs, especially if you are taking medications that cause magnesium loss. And remember, a deeper night's sleep, a steady heartbeat, and a calmer mind, all of these can begin with one small change: listening to your body's magnesium needs. Don't let subtle warning signs disrupt the life you deserve to enjoy fully in your golden years. 2. Vitamin D3, the silent companion of your immune system and bones. Have you ever wondered why, after a long winter or several months with little sunlight, your body starts to feel more tired, more prone to colds, achy in the joints, or even a bit down or sad for no clear reason? The answer might lie in something the sun once generously gave us every day: vitamin D3. Vitamin D3 is not just an ordinary vitamin. In fact, it functions more like a hormone, playing a role in hundreds of vital biological processes in the body. It is the key player in helping the body absorb calcium and phosphorus, two minerals essential for keeping bones strong and joints working smoothly. But that's not all. D3 is also a central factor in a strong immune system, helping the body fight infections, reduce inflammation, and prevent many chronic illnesses. Sadly, according to the National Institutes of Health in the United States, over 70% of people over the age of 65 are currently living with vitamin D deficiency without knowing it. Why does this happen when we are young? Our skin efficiently converts sunlight into vitamin D3, but as we age, this ability decreases. Aging skin does not produce D3 as effectively as before. In addition, many people avoid sun exposure due to concerns about darkening the skin, fear of skin cancer, or because they are physically weaker and stay indoors more often. As a result, the body cannot make enough D3. This leads to gradual bone loss, which increases the risk of fractures, osteoporosis, and muscle weakness that can cause dangerous falls. And the effects of D3 go beyond bones. It also has a powerful impact on mood and brain function. Recent studies from Harvard University have shown that low levels of vitamin D are strongly linked to depression, cognitive decline, and even the risk of developing dementia in older adults. Symptoms that may seem simple, like forgetfulness, trouble focusing, or mental fog, can actually be signals from a brain hungry for vitamin D. Vitamin D3 also plays a role in regulating the immune system, preventing chronic inflammation, and speeding up recovery after illness. A review published in the British medical journal BMJ in 2020 found that older adults with stable levels of D3 reduced their risk of respiratory infections by up to 50%, and their risk of death from various causes by 30%. So how can you supplement D3 effectively? Experts usually recommend 800 to 2,000 international units IU per day, depending on your deficiency level and overall health. However, many multivitamins on the market only provide 400 to 600 IU, not enough to bring your blood levels of D3 to the optimal range. That's why older adults should consider taking a separate D3 supplement to ensure proper dosage. Note that vitamin D3 cholecalciferol is better absorbed than D2 ergocalciferol, and it should be taken with a meal containing fat to maximize absorption. In addition to supplements, you can also get D3 by spending 10 to 15 minutes each morning in gentle sunlight. This early sunlight is usually safe for the skin and enough to trigger natural D3 production. However, if you live in a low sunlight region or during colder seasons, relying on the sun alone may not be enough. The most important thing is not to treat vitamin D3 as just another minor ingredient. It is the foundation for strong bones, the defense force of your immune system, and the emotional support for your mood and memory. One small pill each day, when taken correctly, can help you walk more steadily, think more clearly, and enjoy life with fewer illnesses. In the journey of maintaining health in your senior years, D3 is not just a nutrient. It is a quiet but essential companion. So, have you taken your D3 today? 3. Omega-3, the golden nutrient for a strong heart and a sharp mind. There is something many people overlook when memory starts to fade, when walking becomes slower, or when your knees no longer feel flexible. The cause may not be just aging. These could be signs that your body is lacking a very important nutrient that it cannot produce on its own, omega-3. Omega-3 is not technically a vitamin, but rather a group of essential fatty acids, especially two types known as EPA and DHA. These play a crucial role in maintaining brain health, heart function, joint flexibility, and even overall longevity. What's concerning is that more than 68% of people over the age of 60 are currently deficient in omega-3, mainly because they do not eat enough fatty fish or do not supplement properly. Did you know that nearly 60% of the human brain is made up of fat? And DHA is the key component of nerve cell membranes, helping transmit signals smoothly between brain cells. When your body lacks omega-3, especially DHA, you may start noticing memory loss, slower thinking, forgetting names or where you place things. At first, these might seem minor, but over time, they can lead to serious cognitive decline. A large-scale study published in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition in 2021 found that adults over 60 with the highest levels of omega-3 in their blood had a 36% lower risk of death from all causes compared to those with the lowest levels. Another study, published in the journal Circulation, showed that omega-3 supplementation could reduce the risk of death from heart attacks by up to 45% in older adults. Omega-3 also acts as a natural anti-inflammatory agent, helping to calm chronic inflammation, which is the root of many age-related diseases such as arthritis, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and even certain cancers. EPA, one of the key fatty acids in omega-3, helps stabilize heart rhythm, lower blood pressure, and reduce blood triglyceride levels, all important factors in preventing strokes and other dangerous heart events. The richest sources of omega-3 are cold water fatty fish, such as salmon, mackerel, sardines, and herring. Unfortunately, the daily diet of many older Vietnamese adults does not contain enough of these fatty fish. Also, frying can destroy much of the omega-3 content, leaving little actual benefit absorbed by the body. A simple and effective solution is to take a purified fish oil supplement. Look for a product that provides at least 1,000 milligrams of combined EPA and DHA daily. For those with heart disease, arthritis, or high cholesterol, a higher dose of up to 2,000 milligrams per day may be needed under a doctor's guidance. Choose products that are tested for purity, free from heavy metals like mercury, and preferably in triglyceride or ethyl ester form for better absorption. Omega-3 should be taken with a main meal, especially one that includes healthy fats like olive oil or avocado, as this enhances absorption. For vegetarians, there are now omega-3 supplements made from marine algae that provide plant-based DHA, a safe and suitable alternative. One of the most beautiful things omega-3 offers is the ability to help you stay yourself. It helps you clearly remember familiar faces, keeps your mind sharp when chatting with loved ones, supports a steady heartbeat on your morning walks, and helps your knees and hands move smoothly without that dull ache when you wake up. With just one small capsule a day, omega-3 brings benefits not only for your heart and brain, but also offers the gift of a longer, more vibrant life, not just living longer, but living clearly, fully, and healthily, with each step, each heartbeat, and each precious memory. After everything we've just shared together, you may have realized that aging is not a journey of giving up, but a journey of making the right and mindful choices. A small vitamin pill, when chosen wisely and used properly, can become a silent companion that helps you live more fully each day. But that very same pill, if taken incorrectly or not suited to your aging body, can also disrupt the delicate balance within you. You don't need to memorize every medical term or follow a strict health regime. You just need to start with one small change, like checking the vitamin you take each morning, reading the ingredient label carefully, asking your doctor if something feels uncertain, or simply replacing a multivitamin that contains retinol with a colorful plate of fresh vegetables. With just one simple step, you are protecting your liver, your heart, your nervous system, and your memory. Health after age 60 doesn't come from grand actions. It comes from understanding your body, listening to its quiet signals, and making responsible choices for yourself. Do not let vitamins labeled as health supplements become an excuse to take them carelessly. Let each drop of fish oil you take, each D3 capsule you swallow, each meal rich in greens and seeds, become a gift you give to your future self. And if today's message has helped you, made you reflect, or encouraged you to take a more serious look at your medicine cabinet, then I have fulfilled a small part of my mission to share healthy and trustworthy knowledge with the senior community. You are not alone in this journey. Millions of people over 60 are also taking step by step toward living healthier, more independent, and more joyful lives each day. Keep listening to your body, loving yourself, and making wiser choices every day. If you are currently taking any of the vitamins mentioned today, feel free to leave a comment and share your health story. I am always here and happy to listen. And if you found these insights helpful, Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your loved ones who are also at an important stage of life. Wishing you continued strength, clarity, and a deep sense of presence in every breath of your later years. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, where we will continue this journey of caring for our health with love and sustainability.